The NBA journeyman is a common phenomenon. The player is good enough to be in the NBA, but not good enough for a team to commit to long term. The players who never find a home. These players live a life on the edge, anxious on trade deadlines, and always ready to pack up and move to a new city. The record for most teams played for by an NBA player is 12 teams. 5 players are tied for this record: Chucky Brown, Tony Massenberg, Jim Jackson, Joe Smith, and Ish Smith. But Ish has an opportunity to make history this year as the league's most traveled player. In this video, we're going to take a look at the ultra journeyman career of Ish Smith. Smith's college career wasn't anything special. He was a 4-year starting point guard at Wake Forest. In his senior season, he averaged 13 points and 6 assists, while making the All-ACC second team. But 4-year college players rarely make the NBA, especially 5'11" point guards. But Smith persevered. On August of 2010, he signed a 2-year, $1.2 million deal with the Houston Rockets. During his time in Houston, Ish averaged 3 points with 2 assists, and was constantly being assigned to the NBA's D-League. But then, on February 24th, 2011, Smith was going to a new team for the first time in his NBA career. Smith was traded to Memphis. Ish wasn't working out in Houston, and his small contract made it very easy to move in a trade. This became a common theme throughout Ish's career. 10 months after being traded to Memphis, Ish was waived, but then claimed by Golden State. Through 16 months in the NBA, Ish had already played for 3 different teams. His time in Oakland wasn't long though. After only 6 games with the Warriors, Ish was sent back to the waiver wire. This time, he went unclaimed. But 2 weeks later, the Magic signed Ish for the rest of the season. After that season, Orlando signed Smith to a 3-year deal, only to trade him 4 months later to Milwaukee, his 5th team, once again as salary filler. Ish finished the 2013 season with the Bucks, but during that offseason, he was traded for the 3rd time to Phoenix. Smith's 2013-14 season with the Suns was the first time in his 4-year career where he stayed with the team for the whole season. Phoenix wasn't committed to Ish though. A month after the season ended, he was waived. 3 days later, Smith re-signed with the Houston Rockets, back to where it all began. But once again, Houston decided to get rid of him. This time, the Rockets waived Ish. He was then signed to his 7th team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who signed Smith to a 1-year deal. Ish didn't last too long in OKC though. On the trade deadline in 2015, Smith was traded and instantly waived. He was later claimed off waivers by the 76ers, his 8th team in 5 years. Smith's stint in Philadelphia changed his career drastically. This was the first time Ish got actual significant minutes, and he excelled during them. In the 25 games he played with the Sixers in the 14-15 season, Smith played 27 minutes per game, averaging 12 points, 6 assists, and a steal. Granted, these 76ers teams were some of the worst NBA teams of all time. That year, the record was 18-64. Even still, Smith showcased his skill set, and his veteran leadership was great for the young Philly team. During the following offseason, he was acquired by the New Orleans Pelicans, his 9th team. Smith's numbers dropped off significantly from where they were the previous year in Philadelphia. Fortunately for Ish though, 2 months into the 15-16 season, Philly acquired Ish via trade. Once again, Smith thrived with the tanking 76ers, this time as a starter, averaging 15 points and 7 assists. This has been Ish's best season to date. His tremendous 2016 season earned him a massive payday. Smith's 10th team, the Pistons, signed Ish to a 3-year, $18 million contract. In Detroit, Smith finally had some job stability. For the first time in his career, he played out a multi-year contract with just one team. During his 3 years in Detroit, Smith averaged a quality 10 points and 5 assists as the team's backup point guard. After his Detroit deal, Smith signed a 2-year deal with the Washington Wizards, his 11th team. Once again, Ish provided quality backup point guard minutes off the bench. In 2021, after his Washington deal expired, Smith signed a 2-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets, making history as only the 5th player to play for 12 different teams. Smith didn't stay in Charlotte too long though. Midway through last season, he was traded back to the Wizards, where he finished that season. So that takes us to this offseason, where on June 29th, Ish Smith was traded to the Denver Nuggets with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for Will Barton and Monte Morris. If Smith suits up for just 1 game with the Denver Nuggets, he will be the first player in NBA history to play for 13 different teams. That's the story of the NBA's most well-traveled journeyman, Ish Smith. Despite being an undersized, undrafted guard, Ish has managed to stay in the NBA for 12 years due to his hard work, veteran leadership, and locker room presence. Like always, I'm Lance with Ball Withdrawal. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and look out for future videos. Also, follow my TikTok at Ball Withdrawal for additional content.